Alright, what's going on everyone? It's Sean, and today I'll be showing you guys how I got an 83 on audit on my first try for the CPA exam. So just for proof, I'll pop it up right here. Here's just like screenshot of my score and everything. If you're currently subscribed, it's probably because you're from my FAR video where I got a 90. If you're new to the channel and you want to see how I got a 90 on FAR on the first try as well, I'll leave the link up here and then I'll put it in the description below. That video will go much more in depth. It's a much longer video. I'm trying to make this one shorter and more to the point. That way, if you only have a little bit of time, you can learn exactly what I did and just watch it and get it going on your studying again. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, audit took me 15 days to study for. That would be 2 weeks of actual studying and 1 week of review, and then I took the exam the following week. Now, I used Becker as my course material, and I did 3 chapters for audit the first week, I did 3 the second week, and then I'll get into it in a little bit when I switch over to the laptop, but then I reviewed in multiple different ways, but I did do all 3 mock exams in that 1 week. As far as lectures and everything go, I read every single lecture in its entirety, but I did not listen to any of the audio clips or video clips that are provided with the lectures. I think those are a big waste of time because it's really just telling you to circle and underline stuff. And realistically, everyone has different needs, so what this guy is telling you to circle and underline isn't necessarily helpful for everybody. I think you'll be fine if you just read everything, and then if you need further clarification, maybe listen to what they say, see if they can offer any additional explanations. So I did the lecture first, listened to everything, and then I would do the skills practice for each chapter, and then I did the multiple choice questions for each chapter, and then I would repeat that process until I was done with an entire module. So it took me, I did about 4 to 5 modules per day, depending on, like, some are obviously longer, some are shorter. So on the days where I had a bunch of long modules, I'd maybe get through 3. If I had shorter modules, I could get through like 5 potentially. It just really depends. But on average, I would do about one module about every 2 days, if not a little bit less. But it was an average of 3 modules per week. Now, if you notice what I said earlier, I did the lecture, the skills practice, and the multiple choice, but I didn't say anything about the simulations. I saved the simulations for the very end of my studying. So I would go through every single module, read everything, do the skills practice, do the multiple choice, skip the simulations, and I did that for all chapters. And then before I started my final review, then I did my simulations. So I used the simulations essentially as a final review in and of itself, just to get myself more prepared and remind myself of things I may have forgotten. And then when I went through the final review, I would say, okay, where did I struggle in the simulations? And then I would hit those points while I was doing my final review, and then make sure I was good on those before I took my first mock exam. So now, let's switch over to the computer and I'll show you guys what I got on the mock exams and run through any additional details. So let's look at my mock exam scores. I'll go to the first simulated exam report. So I got a 72%. I did better on the sims than I did on the multiple choice questions for this one. And we'll go back, look at the second one. Alright, so I got another 72, but I did better on multiple choice than I did on the sims this time. And then, let's see the third one. And then on the third one, I got a 79. Again, did better on the sims than I did on the multiple choice questions. So my goal whenever I'm studying is typically to hit at least a 75 for my third and final mock exam. That way I feel like if I can pass one of the Becker mock exams, then I'll be more than prepared for the actual exam. And so far in the past 2 exams that I've taken, I got an 80 on my third mock exam for FAR. I got a 79 on this one, and I've passed both. So I think it's a pretty good strategy so far, and unless I fail one, I'm going to continue to use this strategy. But I'll switch back over to the camera right now and then finish up this. Okay, so we're back on the camera. We just went over all those mock exam scores, and I went 72, 72, 79. I think if you could hit somewhere in that same range, I think you'll be well prepared for the audit exam. And I did this for the FAR video as well, but I'll link this. It's like a Google Docs spreadsheet type deal, that I found when I was browsing all the forums and stuff when I was trying to get prepared for my exam, and it gives the Becker mock versus actual exam scores, and that'll give you a little bit more confidence going into the exam, because you will score lower most likely on the Becker mock exam scores than you will on the actual exam. So if you think, oh, I got a 60 on the Becker mock exam, you're probably okay. You're not going to die. You'll be fine. You'll probably get around 75 to an 80 on the real exam. So I'll link that below. And then just to touch up on the studying thing again, so I took, like I said, I would do all the sims, I would review, and then I did the unlimited practice tests before I took my first mock exam, just to brush up on things that I wasn't real confident with. Then I took the first mock exam and saw what my score report was. Any areas I was weak in, I went back and did the unlimited practice exams again until I was averaging about 80% on those. I'd say at least 75 to 80% you'll be fine for the real exam. Once I was comfortable with all the unlimited practice tests, I took my second mock exam, saw what I got, and repeated the process. Anywhere that I felt I was lacking, I went and did the unlimited practice tests until I was comfortable again. And then on the third and final mock exam, I just took it completely normally as I did with the other exams and just saw what I got. And as long as I got a 75 or above, I was happy and I was ready to go for the real exam. Now, that kind of brings us to, okay, well, what if I'm prepared a couple days before my exam? What do? I don't want to forget everything that I've learned. Everything you've learned so far is in your brain, so give yourself a break. Even if it's just one day before the exam or even two. I know for audit, I allocated an entire extra week than I really needed, so that last week I spent just relaxing. I maybe did 30 to 40 multiple choice questions a day because I am studying full time, and then the rest of the time I just used it to decompress. So who knows, I may have gotten a higher score if I actually continued to study for that week, but anything above a 75 counts as passing. So realistically, it's not worth it to grill these subjects over and over and over unless you'll actually see a return on it. And because a 75 is equal to a 99, you're never going to see a return for those higher scores unless you want to win that high award, which I don't really think does anything. But if you want to do it, go for it. So the best thing to do before an exam is just let yourself decompress, give your brain a break. You've been working really hard, and you need to reward yourself for working so hard. So maybe go out, just grab dinner with whoever, your friend, family, significant other, whoever it may be. Get a good night's rest, and then wake up prepared and ready to go in the morning, and you'll be perfectly fine for the test. At that point, you've done everything you can to prepare, and there's nothing you need to stress about. Just show up ready to take the exam, and you'll be good to go. So if you have any questions, please feel free to drop a comment down below. I'll be doing a Q&A pretty soon, so any questions about any sort of stuff in this process, please just leave it in the comments, and then within the next couple days or so, I'm going to try and do a questions and answers for everyone and answer anything that's been, I don't know, just anything you guys need answered. So if you enjoyed the video, drop a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this for just like the BEC and then reg, I'll be dropping those videos very soon whenever I'm taking those exams. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.